And good evening to you. We want to show you live video right now of the procession that is taking the body of Officer Brent Long from Union Hospital in Terre Haute to the Maddox Family Funeral Home on South 7th Street.
You are looking at tower cam footage right around Union Hospital. The procession will take the body of Brent Long from 8th Street to 8th Avenue to 7th Street and then heading toward Maddox Family Funeral Home on South 7th Street in Terre Haute, where funeral arrangements are still pending. You can see the long line of police cars, fire trucks are lining the streets as well.
Many people have lined the streets as well along 7th Street all the way across Wabash Avenue down to Maddox Funeral Home as they watched the procession of this fallen officer. Officer Long was shot yesterday while serving a warrant on the north edge of Terre Haute.
Officer Long was 33 years old and leaves behind a wife and 2 young children. You can see the procession is being led by 3 motorcycle police officers, along with a police car and an unmarked car. And there is the hearse carrying the body of Officer Brent Long from Union Hospital to Maddox Family Funeral Home on South 7th Street. I
think what you're noticing there too, Patrice, as you see the lineup of people, there is the first of many outpouring of condolences by our community for this officer's sacrifice.
Absolutely. We cannot hear the footage there, but I can only imagine that it is silence in honor and in memory of our fallen hero. People who are standing there, some at attention, but many with solemn looks on their faces. It is great, though, to see the community outpouring and the different age groups there, the young children that are there to learn more about what this officer did for our community and what he represents for our community.
Mike Latta of our staff, who has been on this scene, has an interview with 3 people, 3 generations, a family that has gathered in remembrance of this fallen officer, Brent Long, again shot down in the line of duty yesterday on the north edge of Terre Haute.
We saw a similar scene earlier today, Mark, of the procession, as the body of Officer Brent Long was taken from Regional Hospital, where an autopsy was performed, then to Union Hospital, and officers lined the streets saluting their fallen comrade. And if you talk to any police officer today, they are just, the entire police and firefighter community in Terre Haute is very shaken by the loss of one of their heroes and one of their own. And it's a reminder, a very solemn reminder of the dangers that they face every day.
One of the things we're going to see over the next several days too, Patrice, is coming to our community from all over the nation, police units that will come here to honor this fallen police officer. There will be police cars and fire department cars too from all over the country. These police officers will pour in. I recall of other officers who were killed in the line of duty, and we're going to see police cars from all over, because this was, as Sergeant Joe Watts of the Indiana State Police said yesterday, this was family. They lost a member of their family.
And thankfully, we have not lost an officer in this community for many, many years, thankfully. Officer Brent Long was 33 years old. He, again, leaves behind a wife and 2 children. He was on the Terre Haute Police Force for the past 6 years, a member of the K-9 unit and a member of the SWAT team. And in case you did not see News 10 tonight, we can update you on his K-9 companion, Shadow. He is at Purdue University Veterinary Clinic being treated right now and is reportedly going to do well.
Many people are asking us at the station, by telephone, on Facebook, how they can honor the life and serving of Brent Long. We can tell you that tomorrow here at WTHI Television, we're going to have a fundraiser for his family. That's going to be tomorrow, help me here, Patrice, I think 9 to 5 that we're doing this.
Somewhere around that, yes.
8 to 5, 9 to 5.
8 to 6:30.
8 to 6:30, I'm sorry. 8 to 6:30, I stand corrected. That will be WTHI Television, High 99 and 105.5 The River. You can drive by right on Ohio Street here and help the family of this fallen police officer.
Absolutely, and there will be police officers here as well with us, Mark, so that you can perhaps come out and say thank you for what you do and to pass your condolences along to his to the police family in this community. Also, we want to remind you that the car of Officer Long is there on Wabash Avenue side of the police department. It is draped in black. You are welcome to go by there and to leave your condolences in a written form, in flower form, whatever it may be that you feel is respectful to him and to his family.
Such a tragic end to a public servant in our community, Patrice, and as we heard people say here on the News 10 earlier, as they talked about a fellow officer, someone who was their friend, someone who was their co-worker, they talked about how he got involved in police work, and it was to help people. Each one of them, I noticed, said that he got involved to help people. And this is such a sad commentary when this sort of thing, a horrific event like this takes place and cuts his life short, a husband, a father of 2 children.
And truly a public servant. Not only was he a police officer, but prior to this, we understand that he was a correctional officer. He obviously worked in the jail. He was an EMT and a firefighter, really covering the gamut of public service. There you see community members that have lined the streets, again, standing at attention. Look at the gentleman there with a hat over his heart. Standing at attention, honoring our fallen hero here in the Terre Haute community. It really is an eye-opening sight, Mark, to see how long this procession is. Other different footage where we see the long line of cars, the long line of people, and every officer wanting to be a part of that procession.
I think what you see too, Patrice, along the streets there, as people stand there, you know, we're all taken by this tragedy and all wondering what can we do, because there's very little we can do for this horrific event, for this family, for the police department. And yet these people are doing what they can do. They're showing up to show their respects, and that, I'm sure, is touching the officers in going by in these cars.
Absolutely. And again, you are watching the procession of the hearse carrying the body of fallen officer Brent Long from Union Hospital to Maddox Ryan Funeral Home on South 7th Street. That is where funeral arrangements will be made. They have not been arranged yet, and of course News 10 will bring you the very latest of those funeral arrangements. This, you are looking at a picture of outside Maddox Ryan Funeral Home on South 7th Street. And again, people are along the procession, even there at the ending point, to welcome the body of fallen officer Brent Long.
An interesting thing I read today as we look at a photograph of Officer Long there. This was on a tribute site to fallen police officers, and I thought of one of the officers there in a comment had a fascinating point, and a point well taken, that he said, you know, we must remember an officer that has fallen, and one of the best ways that we can honor their memory is to pay tribute to those living officers who are serving us.
And you know, Joe Watts with the state police yesterday said something that really stuck to me. He said, oftentimes people think we are not their friend. They are almost afraid of the shield, whatever that shield may be. And instead, they want to be a part of the community. They want to be your friend. And you have to remember that they are a tight-knit community, and they lost one of their own, their colleagues, their brother, their dear friend.
Well, one of the challenges, you know, of course, of being a police officer is they enforce all the laws equally. And sometimes that means that we're instructed to do certain things, or we're driving too fast and get pulled over. And they're put in that situation of enforcing the laws for everyone. But their overriding duty is to protect all of us. And they do that, and in this case, at the utmost peril.
This is video you're seeing of what happened earlier today, that procession I talked to you about. Officer Long's car draped in black that is on display at the Terre Haute Police Department on Wabash Avenue. There you can go and leave your condolences, your letters, your flowers, whatever it may be that you want to leave in memory or in honor of our fallen hero in the line of duty.
The funeral arrangements have not yet been announced. We know that it will be at Maddox Ryan Funeral Home. There will be an outpouring, of course. We know that from this community, an outpouring from officers and probably private citizens from all over the nation who will come here and pay tribute. You can look at that
long
long
line.
procession of an officer being paid tribute to.
Amazing. We are in the studios obviously telling you what we see, but can you imagine being out there and the goosebumps I know I would feel standing there watching that? It reminds me in a way of when a fallen military member falls in our community. And unfortunately, we had this procession, about 2 years ago in that regard. Similar sights, similar reasons to be paying honor to someone.
And let's step aside here for a minute, Patrice, and just let people watch this procession.
These are members of the community that are lined up outside of Maddox Ryan Funeral Home on South 7th Street, waiting for their fallen friend to arrive. The body of Officer Brent Long, shot and killed yesterday in Terre Haute in the line of duty while serving a felony arrest warrant on a home on North 8th Street. We can tell you that funeral arrangements are pending for this fallen officer. We will, of course, here at News 10 bring you those as soon as they are announced.
I don't know how many gathered out there, Patrice, but we were just seeing segments of them each time from our various cameras here. And I would suggest that hundreds have poured out this evening to pay tribute.
And once the funeral arrangements are announced, we will, of course, announce to you when the funeral procession will take place. So if you're sitting at home watching this on News 10 and asking yourself, well, when can I go out? I can't go out now. We will tell you when that procession will take place. And you can, of course, line the streets as well to pay your condolences. We will be here at our studios tomorrow all day, along with police officers, taking donations for the Brent Long Memorial Fund. It's also a chance for you to pay tribute to the officers in our community and thank them for their service.
I want to remind you over the next several days, too, that as well as here on WTHI-TV, we will have full and ongoing coverage at WTHI-TV.com of the funeral and the memorial service of Officer Long.
Officer Brent Long leaves behind a wife and 2 young children. His canine companion is up at Purdue University Veterinary Clinic receiving treatment for a gunshot wound to the jaw. It is our understanding that he may have to undergo surgery. Shadow is the dog's name, but we are told that he is up and walking around and drinking water and is expected to make a full recovery. It is not known if Shadow will be released from the veterinary care in time to attend his friend's funeral.
It's a touching story that we carried earlier in the newscast, too, Patrice, about when Shadow was shot there on that crime scene. His immediate response was to retreat and go to the officer's car. That was where he was to meet up. Mm-hmm. And I can't guarantee it, but I suspect a part of his training that if he is wounded, he goes there. And it was a touching thing to know that he was following procedure, and as Officer Long, following procedure, doing what he has been trained to do, but met with a horrible tragedy there.
The next thing that we will have to find out too, Mark, is what's next for Shadow. You and I were talking earlier. There's a picture of Shadow, very handsome dog with extensive training. He has been in the care of Officer Long for the last 6 years. What is next for Shadow? We understand, or you had told me earlier, you understood that perhaps this dog will be retired, that they have been trained to work with one and only one officer. So we'll have to follow up on that and see what's next for Shadow.
And too, if Shadow was, in a way, a family pet
Sure.
at their household, I think that, these dogs are well-behaved and not violent dogs at all. They're just well-trained dogs.
Sure.
So could be a family pet there.
This is the procession of the hearse carrying the body of fallen Officer Brent Long from Union Hospital to Maddox Ryan Funeral Home, where he will remain for the next several days as funeral arrangements are made and announced. They have not been publicly announced yet. It is a 3-person motorcycle motorcycade that is leading this procession that looks like it stretches for a mile or so. That's probably an exaggeration, but it certainly looks like that most every officer in this community has joined in this procession, if they can, to pay tribute to their fallen friend. They are almost reaching the funeral home.
There they are now, approaching the Maddox Ryan Funeral Home in Terre Haute. Again, that procession coming across town from Union Hospital here in Terre Haute as fellow officers escort the body of their fallen officer, Brent Long, through that funeral home to rest.
We're going to stop talking for a moment, but if you'll listen, you won't hear much, and I say that because it is silence that people are paying tribute. It's a peaceful, solemn tribute, and that is how they are paying respect.
Words cannot tell this story. It's beyond words. It's seeing this unfold, and over the next several days we are going to see similar scenes to this. We're going to see an outpouring of love and sadness by our community because of what's taken place by this officer's life taken.
A heartbreaking picture right there, Mark, of Terre Haute firefighters lined up, saluting their friend, saluting this procession, paying tribute to their fallen friend. Gentlemen who have taken their hats off in respect, officer after officer, with no sound, but of course flashing lights. It just is a tragedy that you wish no community has to go through. An officer fallen in the line of duty, doing his job, protecting our community, and leaves behind a wife and 2 young children.
A moving scene here as we conclude our coverage. We wanted to share this with you as we lose a hero in our community. Police Officer Brent Long shot down yesterday in the line of duty in Terre Haute.
We will continue to bring you coverage until the procession does reach its final destination of Maddox Ryan Funeral Home on South 7th Street. You can always get the very latest on funeral arrangements, the funeral procession that will follow in the coming days for Officer Brent Long on News 10, as well as WTHI-TV.com. And we will update you as well on our Facebook page. It looks like, Mark, that procession has ended. The body will be brought out of the hearse and taken into the funeral home for its resting place for the next couple of days. We'll see you tonight on Night Watch at 11, 10 Central.